my God, it's so nice to see all of your faces. Evie, you're incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, okay, so Golden Evenings. A bit of context, I suppose. When I first heard this theme, I was like, this is going to be a cakewalk. I feel like the connotations of Golden Evenings to me are things that come up a lot in my writing anyway. I find that I end up talking a lot about the sun and sunsets and warm, fuzzy feelings. But then I wrote down some ideas and then left it for weeks and weeks and wasn't really sure where to go with it. But around the time that I was thinking about this theme, to me, Golden Evenings remind me of sunsets. And when I think about sunsets, I think about Frank Ocean's music, specifically Channel Orange, the album. It's one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite pieces, like music projects ever. And around the time that I was drafting ideas of what I was going to write, it was around the same time that Frank Ocean was headlining the Coachella Music Festival in California. And it was a huge deal. It was like the first time that he'd performed live in like 6 or 7 years. And so there was a lot of anticipation, a lot of hope for what this headline performance was going to be. But people were left kind of disappointed because it didn't live up to their expectations. But it was later understood that Frank Ocean was grieving his brother who sadly passed away like a few months before. And I just ended up thinking about him a lot and thinking how hard it would have been for him to realise that he would have had to let people down one way or another if it was cancelling the concert or doing it and knowing that he had to do it to less of his ability or like his capacity. So yeah, this poem is kind of a nod to him and his music and his lyricism, but also just a celebration of like those small moments. Even though there were people that were disappointed, it was still a once in a lifetime experience and something that should really be cherished. So yeah, now I'm gonna actually read the poem. So it's called If There's a Heaven, I Just Hope Frank Ocean is in it. Allow me to set you a scene. I can't tell you exactly how you got here, just that you're here now. And it doesn't really matter about the how, just the now. I can tell you it was painless, unexpected, lightness, then lifted, up and out of skin and bones, so here you lay. The air is thick with the kind of calm you feel after it snows. You are safe. You know this. You sit on a cushion, pink and plush, surrounded by heaps of cotton-candied comfort shaped like cumulonimbus clouds. A 6-winged seraph passes you by, tells you not to be afraid. Its iris gently glistening in starlight, lulling you into a familiar comfort. Another appears beside you, serving a mirrored platter, topped with frosted petit fours and finger sandwiches, fruits fresh, champagne mangoes dipped in chili, powder and honey, peach halves grilled, veiled in pillows of burrata cheese, strawberries minted, dotted with droplets of lime. On a pearled plinth sits a headset that fits perfectly atop your halo-covered crown, and a slow crescendo of a Frank Ocean song mellows its way into your ears. Mellifluous, magnificent. Imagine it. You sit, staring down at the earth you once graced, the earth that birthed you, gazing past the sun, now a circular sheet, a sun you once worshipped on its best days. The light tingles your eyes with tears. The melody continues as you remember. What made you feel alive not so long ago? Days long, longing for longer, sun rays on park stays, on rooftops and back gardens, kitchen door open, friends spilling out, melting on mismatched chairs, makeshift barbecues, resident DJs on the ones and twos, strappy sandals, scratched sunglasses, lavender lace spliffs and cigarettes that always taste better under the sun. 3 4, 5 glugs from glasses, pour me more pink gins and pims, throats filled to the brim with laughs, draft beer in bellies, grass stains, new trousers, linens and laced parasols, wind swaying sundresses, the breeze you needed arriving at the perfect heated moment. We are blessed in 23 degrees, we are spoiled in 29, but let me purse my lips quick before I complain about it. Floating through the city until we found somewhere else to rest our spinning heads. Breathing deep and feeling the evening turn into a sherbet dream. Clouds channeling orange, skies pretty in pink and white. You think about your sweet life whilst Frank tells you his. From here, you can see the whole world. You don't need a beach. Frank Ocean reminds me to feel everything at least once. To remember that it's okay if something wasn't perfect, but that it was there in the first place. Frank Ocean doesn't always remind me to feel tragically happy. Rather, he reminds me of tragedy beautifully, but listening to his music, my feelings park in beautiful tragedy happily. No choke held in my throat, just a golden feeling, reeling from a golden evening. We will sit atop our fluffed thrones and dine on our fineries one day, whilst we watch reruns of the ones who are left of us, whilst they play. Whilst we remind ourselves that that's all any of us were ever meant to do. To sit in the moments that feed us life, and be alive, and be alive, and feel more and more alive and find more ways to feel alive in every moment before we lift up and out of ourselves. Let's be proud of all the times we make the effort to remember what's good, to take notice, to feel it one more time at least, to breathe it in the time we have left. Thank you for listening.